Hello everyone, welcome to Just Invest Today, and today I have a good video for you guys. Today we're talking about Charlie Munger and why he thinks Lilu was so successful in investing. Guys, and this is very important because he breaks it down. He's telling you guys, fish where the fish are. And I'm going to be showing you a small clip of what Charlie Munger is saying and why fishing where the fish are so important to making really strong returns in the market. Guys, we already know that the market can be efficient at times, but there's always opportunity when you know the market is never always efficient, right? So we look for opportunities where we can find those crevices and make those huge returns, guys. We know companies that are very small, they're not kind of all the people, all the markets, Wall Street, they're not really looking at all those small cap, micro cap stocks or even kind of spin-offs or special situations. There's always opportunities in the market. For example, spin-offs. What happened with Ferrari when it spun off of Fiat Chrysler, guys? A lot of people are not paying attention to that. People were, as soon as Ferrari came into the market as a spin-off, as a separate company, people just sold it off because they didn't really care for it. They thought it was probably worth not much. And that's what's creating these inefficiencies in the market. And that was a perfect opportunity to buy Ferrari, an amazing company, at a very cheap price as soon as it spun off, when people were just selling the stock or selling the shares because it was just a part of Fiat Chrysler. Another special situation is opportunities lies when companies' earnings misses, guys. We see this all the time. A company misses their earnings and it drops 20-15% over one quarter. Can you imagine that? Look what happened with Bill Ackman. Bill Ackman invested in Domino's Pizza right after the earnings drop, and he was just like, why did the earnings drop so much? This is an amazing company. It dropped like 15% or like 20%. And guess what happened? He bought it at the bottom and went up 30%, guys. So you can just see all these special situations where you can make these strong market gains. Moj Prabrai just talked about in his new video about Turkey, where that's the best market to invest in. Guess why? Because everyone's running away from that market. It was going crazy and no one wanted to be there. All the government strife, that presents perfect opportunities for stocks and businesses. Fish where the fish are, meaning cheap companies that are really strong and selling at a good price. So right now we're just about to go into this clip and you gotta listen to Charlie Munger's words.
Why does Lilu succeed so mightily? Well, partly he's sort of a Chinese Warren Buffett. That really helps. And partly he's fishing in China, not in this oversearched, overpopulated, highly competitive American market. And there's still pockets of ignorance and lassitude in China that gave him some unusual opportunities. The first rule in fishing has always been fish where the fish are. And the second rule of fishing has always been don't forget rule number one. And Lilu just went where the fishing was good. And the rest of us are like cod fishermen who are trying to catch cod where the fish have been fished out. It doesn't matter how much you work when there's that much competition. Every little idea I see in the world, some are going after. I sat once on an investment committee at the University of Michigan, and in came one of their successful investors, located in London. And what had this investor done in London? He decided to invest in sub-Saharan Africa. And the only marginal securities were a few banks that traded in the pink sheets. So he would buy very tiny quantities of these banks. And every time some poor person got tired of having the money in the mattress and put it in a bank, he did it a little better. And of course, he made a lot of money. Nobody else was investing in little tiny banks in Africa. But the niche was soon filled. What the hell do you do for encore after you put your clients' money in a bunch of little tiny banks in sub-Saharan Africa? The niche gets filled quickly. And how many wonderful niches are there going to be when some guy in London is buying all these tiny little bank stocks in Africa? It's hard. And then